We are happy once again to give an update to the country about the highly anticipated petition we lodged to Parliament. So I wanted to give you an update. We have two matters of public importance, but it's important that we update you and the country. As you are aware, on the 6th of August this year, on the 5th of August this year, just on Monday, we successfully delivered our petition to the Speaker, but through the clerk to Parliament, with the requisite minimum number of signatures, together with the attached evidence, and the motion itself. And this motion calling for the censure of the 4 commissioners of Parliament, Honorable Matthias Mpuga for taking the 500 million, Honorable Esther Foychan for taking the 400 million, Honorable Solomon Sirwanyi for the 400 million, and Honorable Prosia Kampuria for the 400 million shillings. We compiled our petition and all the attachments. But we are glad that in the course of our moving this motion, we also came across other very pertinent issues that require being debated on the floor of Parliament. Particularly the profligacy, the wasteful expenditure, we can't let it go unchallenged. We also saw other cases of pilferage of the public coffers, stealing of money through fictitious trips. And we realized that was even the bigger problem why we took long soliciting for signatures. Once people were expecting earnings every month, can you imagine? They are traveling every month with not less than 21 days. So they substitute their salary and emoluments here in a clever way. Because if you are assured of monthly travel, and in the pay ranging between 45 to 65, and in some obscene cases, 115 million in a month per travel. So all those issues, we were able to compile them, and we captured them in our petition. Number 2, it is also important to note, dear countrymen, that it is not only Parliament that has manifested itself in the corrupt tendencies. But we want to start with Parliament. Parliament, in this case of our motion, is acting as a microcosmic analysis of the general health and standing of corruption in the country. So once Parliament is bedeviled with corruption, then you know the rest of the country is bad. The rest of the country is bad. So our effort is to complement that of the President, to fight corruption wherever it is, and the struggle begins with you wherever you are. So if you want to measure the temperatures of corruption in the country, you look at the parliamentary thermometer. You look at the thermometer, and then you can gauge the heat and the temperature in the country. So this is why we are doing this, and we shall do it to the end. We assure Ugandans that we are ready to deliver on that promise. Most important, and number 2, we have evidence. When we delivered our petition, the clerk to Parliament promptly wrote confirming that our motion was transmitted successfully to the Speaker of Parliament. We are happy that the evidence we have, the clerk Parliament complied with our rules, because we thought he might do something there between. But we have evidence that our motion has successfully been transmitted and handed over to the Speaker within the 24 hours. The 24 hours, our motion and petition were handed over to the Speaker. So what now awaits, according to our rules, the 14 days started counting. Today is the 10th day. You remember from 5th. Now we have only 10 days remaining. And this one is not about the indulgence of the Speaker or for the Speaker to use her discretionary powers. No. The rules command that the debate must ensue within, not meaning that, by the way, you can exhaust all the 10 or the 14. Should help us shorten the matter by having it even under the 14 days. So it's not a must that you must clock the 14. It can be done anywhere from the first day to the 14th day. So why I and my colleague Hon.Olion, whom I'm welcome with a lot of warmth, we are wondering, we have not been issued with a notice as Parliament. The notice is intended to alert members of Parliament in the constituencies. Come back. There is a business about censure. So the Speaker shouldn't delay this process. Members, as they go for their weekend, we thought by now the Speaker would have issued a notice informing all members of Parliament that in accordance with Rule 110 of the Rules of Procedure, this is to notify members of Parliament that Parliament shall be sitting on this and this date to consider a petition for the removal of 4 commissioners of Parliament. So we are urging the Speaker, now that there is evidence that she received our petition, to comply with the rules. There is no shortcut about it. This is a command by the rules. We are waiting a notice being issued so that members, as they go for their weekend, as they go for committees, as they arrange for the itinerary, they should prepare to come and have a debate. And the rules provide that the item, the censure motion, shall be the first item. We don't want to be added with any other thing. It shall be the first item, and we hope it will be the only item. Our hope, due to the fight against corruption in the country, it will be the first item. And indeed, that's how the rules command. It's not a wish. It is the rules commanding so. And lastly, from me on that point, I do call upon Ugandans. The fight against corruption is not limited to Parliament. We call upon members of Parliament to be ready once the notice is issued. Prepare to come and have the debate. We shall lead our censure, and those accused shall have the opportunity to respond, and members of Parliament will debate this motion. And we shall see, because the fight against corruption begins with you. Members of Parliament must stand up to be counted. Because the fight against corruption begins with you. Members of the Fourth Estate, we thank you, the press. You followed this matter diligently. Members of the public, don't get tired. Remind your members of Parliament. Tell them that the motion is waiting only within 10 days. Remind them. They could be busy in the villages, in towns, in cities, on travels. Even those who have traveled or intend to travel, please keep around, wait for the motion. because this is a defining motion. Don't travel. We know you are being coerced and urged to travel. Don't travel. Be present, be around. Move closer to Entebbe and you come back. Reach up country, you come back. Because the thing is just 10 days, we've been waiting for long. So be ready to be present. Members of the public, follow. It will be an open debate. Follow, now that you have been praying and also urging members of parliament, follow how the fight against corruption is going to progress on the floor of parliament. And therefore urge your members, don't allow them in the villages. Remind them to come and be present on the floor of parliament. And that's why we are calling on the speaker not to delay this process, to issue a notice so that a proper debate can ensue. I thank you.
In Luganda or English? Yes, good evening, the press. First of all, I want to thank you, the press, for the support you've rendered to us in this struggle against corruption. Ugandans, you are all aware that was a big struggle for us to get the signatures. We submitted our motion. We are left with 10 days without notice from the Speaker's office. The Speaker's office is supposed to notify us so that we prepare for that debate. She is not doing it. They are planning to send members away for trips. And yet in this parliament, we have members of parliament who have arrears of trips, money not being paid. You can imagine the members of parliament having arrears in trips over 200 million. Others having over 300 million arrears in the trips. And they are planning to send more away to avoid our debate. That's uncalled for. We have done our work. The struggle against corruption is on. We are calling upon you Ugandans, in the remaining 10 days, you must come to parliament. When the notice is given, come, go to the gallery. We want you to witness that debate. Nobody is going to run away from this. Watch your members of parliament. Let them not get scared. Let them come and debate. This fight cannot stop. You can imagine the welfare of parliament is still being played around by these members. These looters. Can you imagine they have gone to the welfare of members of parliament up to the canteen today? Today in this parliament, the service provider is being chased away. The man who has been serving a mere plate of food for members of parliament at 14,000 has been pushed out. Has been pushed out today by these looters. And they have brought another new service provider to serve a plate of food for more than 40,000. For more than 40,000, actually 45,000. Our staff of parliament, together with you, the media, used to be served food, a plate at 8,000 only. Now you're going to be paying 18,000 from a new service provider. What do these people want? What is their plan? What do they exactly want, these looters? We are not going to accept this new service provider here in this parliament. Or else the service provider will cook food for himself and eat for himself. Unacceptable. How long are they going to continue with this? They're not even scared that they are about to be impeached. And they go ahead, adding more crime.
Oh, yes.
Watch the space, Ugandans. It is getting too much. It is now not corruption. They are just looting. They are just looting the country. They are looting the parliament. It's unacceptable. Very unacceptable. So, Ugandans, join us in this struggle. The struggle is on. 10 days left. When the 10 days collapse, there are two things. We shall demand for the president to dissolve this parliament. 10 days elapse if the speaker does not put our motion on the order paper. This parliament must be dissolved by the president, and we shall do everything possible to see that it happens. It is too much. These guys, where is going to get money to feed yourselves? From 8 to 18. Can you imagine? And I was from 14 to 45,000. No, it's too much. That the speaker is planning to run away from our debate by taking members away. I'm told regional parliament. You want to go to northern Uganda, take away the members from us. You're planning to spend 5 billion in a region. What special message are you going to send in northern Uganda that cannot be sent from our parliament, which is here? What special message are you going to send that people are going to hear or see at Mbarara, in Gulu, in Mbale? Each trip is 5 billion, taxpayers' money. Spend it for what? What is it that cannot be done from here, this parliament? This corruption must stop. We are tired. We are tired. Spending 5 billion per region for what? Whose money? What is it that cannot be done here? Those are all tricks of running away from our debate. We are not going to accept it. Ugandans, when they reach Barara, mobilize and chase them. When they reach Gulu, mobilize Ugandans, chase them. They are spending your money illegally. There is no benefit of having a regional parliament. That's a lie. What is it that cannot be done in this parliament? What is it? So those are all tricks of running away from our debate of anti-corruption. Those are all tricks of stealing more money. We are not going to accept. Yeah. When they go to your region, chase them. Ugandans, chase them. Chase them. That's corruption. That's corruption. We are against it. And that is it.
No, on that here, you are all aware that the budget has already been passed. Even if you go to Mbarara or to Masaka, there is no more budget for you to say, we have come here to pass the budget from here to solve your problems here. How? Locally. The budget is already done. Number two, even the local citizens there will not be coming inside the air-conditioned tent. Very, very expensive. Very expensive. For what? Air-conditioned tent. Because even there, strangers will not be allowed inside parliament. They will not. The budget is already passed. In fact, it is better for a committee because the committee interacts with the public, meets people, asks questions. But this one, you are sent in a cocoon, in a tent, air-conditioned. The service provider comes from here, follows you to Mbarara, to Mbale, even the mineral water, you take it. So now what benefit? Are you going to be sweeping the streets? Painting buildings? What exactly are they going to be doing there? To make sure that there is a difference. What I know is that they want to do accountability for the money they've taken, so that they can pile up expenses on regional parliaments. It is for accountability. They want to account for the money already they've stolen. It is for accountability, we know. So we shall not be duped. We shall not allow that. Ababaka ba parliament bali mukaseera kazibu. Kubanga kakati ekisaliddwawo nti parliament zigende zituule eggulu, zigende Embarara, zijje wano ewaffe Masaka, Embaale. Ago gonna malya ga nsimbi. kubanga ne bwe zinaagendayo tebagenda kukkiriza abatuuze nti bajje bayingire mu paalamenti bateese. Abatuuze tebagenda kuyingira mu paalamenti tolekyo tutuddeyo mujje muteese nammwe, nedda. Komiti ate yeesingako kubanga komiti etuuka ne mu byalo, komiti esinkana abatuuze, komiti ekubaganya ebirowoozo n'abantu aba bulijjo. Kino kye bagenda okukola kugenda kuba kunyumyamu bunyumya, ababaka nga beeyogera bokka na bokka. N'olwekyo twandikyagadde naye ssente zirimu nnyingi. Mu tenti ezo eziri air conditioned, mu tenti ezo zaabuwanana nnyo okuzitambuza okuzijja wano okuzitwala gye bagenda ozitwala. N'olwekyo bannayuganda eyo gye muli mubatunuulire ng'abazze okusaaga obusaazi. Mubatunuulire ng'abantu lwakuba n'etteeka lyamenyeddwa eryo bwakireereese. Mubatunuulire ng'abantu abageyamu obwegeya bwe batyo. N'olwekyo nze nteesa nti nno tebabagoba naye babalage ekkubo eribaleese.